قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين صدق الله العظيم. My dear brothers, respected elders and dear children, Hazrat Omar's son, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Omar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was in a marketplace. He was in the marketplace and he was in a sort of a fiery discussion with a seller. And it was just about a few pennies. Subhanallah. One of the Sahabis, he saw him because Abdullah ibn Omar was the son of Sayyidina Omar al-Faruq radiallahu anhu. So he was Faruq, differentiator between the right and the wrong. And Abdullah ibn Omar, he was a great alim, so distinguished, honorable and eminent person, known to be among the Sahabis. So that Sahabi, when he saw him, it looked like there's something wrong about that discussion, about that bargaining for a few pennies. Later on he followed him and he saw that at the gate of his house, Imam talked to a beggar, a person who is in need, a poor person, and later on while he was leaving he used the other door and at the other gate there was another poor person and he talked to him as well. So that grew him great curiosity in his heart. So he directly went to ask the beggar. He said, what was Imam doing with you? He stood with you and talked to you. What did he do? He said, he gave me 1 gold coin, which is worth of maybe 500, maybe 1,000 pounds. So he went to the other beggar. He said, he gave me a big gold coin, which is about such and such worth. Subhanallah. So he was shocked because he thought Abdullah ibn Omar, Imam, was stingy. He was a penny pincher, but actually he was not. So he went to the Imam and he said, Subhanallah, Ya Imam, what is the reason, what is the hikmah behind it? In the marketplace, you were bargaining for 1p, maybe 2, but in giving a charity, you were so generous, you give 1,000, maybe 2,000 pounds. So Imam responded to him, when I was in the marketplace, I was trying to curb down the prices. I was trying to make people sell in a reasonable price, because nafs and shaitan may come and people try to increase the prices. So I was doing, it was intellectual maturity. It was intellectual maturity. I was trying to find the best product with the best price. So there's nothing wrong about it. In the meantime, when I was donating, when I was giving out for the sake of Allah, I was generous. It was a spiritual maturity. It was spiritual maturity because I am now giving for the sake of Allah, so I can give as much as I can. So my dear brothers, iktisad, as we stated in the ayah, nasta'uzubillah bismillah, kulu washrabu, eat and drink, wala tusrifu, but do not waste. Innahu la yuhibbul musrifin. Indeed, Allah does not like musrifin, those wasters, those who waste. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not let us be wasteful, because Allah does not like them. Allah does not like them. My dear brothers, there are 2 terms that we'll be using in this khutbah. One is iktisad, being prudent, being frugal, being economical about how we spend. So being wise in spending. Being wise, having hikmah in spending. So that doesn't mean that we should be stingy. Iktisad, being muqtasid, does not mean that one should be very stingy and should not spend on good causes. No, we can spend on our family. We can spend on good things, but wastefulness is, let's say we have 4 people in the family, but we buy food for 8 or 10 people, and things just go spoil and we have to throw them to the bin. Subhanallah, this is waste. We should buy as much as we can consume, so not buy more than what we can consume. Being muqtasid having iqtisad has very many benefits. Imām A'ẓām said, لا إسراف في الخير كما لا خير في الإسراف. There is no khair in wastefulness. There is no khair in wastefulness. There is no good in being musrif. There is no khair in that. Similarly, there is no khair in israf. Subhanallah. So if we are spending for good, we can spend as much as we can. There's no shar in that, because spending for the sake of Allah, spending for good causes, spending for khairat and hasanat and sadaqat and zakat and charity, be as generous as you can. But in terms of doing shar, in terms of israf for non-necessary things, then there's no khair in that. May Allah preserve us from that one. So iqtisad means frugality. Frugality, the quality of being economical in terms of money and in terms of time and in terms of youth. Israf is wastefulness. And in the hadith it is stated that لا يعول من اقتصد. The frugal man, the person who is wise in spending, does not suffer from the family troubles, does not suffer from hardships in livelihood. Because those people who are wasting a lot, they are the ones who are suffering, because the spendings are too much and income is low, so he has to work too much and too much. Subhanallah. So a muqtasid person, on the other hand, is happy and he's content with what Allah has given him. The compassionate creator, Al-Khaliqur Rahim, our Rabb, wishes gratitude in return for the blessings that he has given us. So he has given us blessings. What does Allah want from us? He wants shukr from us. Shukr. Blessings requires shukr. Allah is so merciful and he gives us lots of blessings, so shukr is our duty. Israf, wastefulness, on the other hand, is quite the opposite of gratitude. Israf, wastefulness, is the opposite of what? Gratitude and shukr. Imagine that you have bought a present for your beloved one, for your children, for your friends, for your spouse, whoever, and just before you, he or she is throwing that present into the bin. You have given them a beautiful present and he's throwing or she's throwing that into the bin. Would you buy another present next week or the coming weeks? Because he did not or she did not give enough value, due value to that present. Subhanallah. So my dear brothers, israf constitutes a form of belittlement. Belittlement means istifaf. So not giving its due value towards those blessings. So seeing it unworthy. It carries the meaning of belittlement. Someone who wastes, knowingly or unknowingly, does not value the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given us those blessings. When we waste it, we by body language show that, oh Allah, I do not value this one. I do not give due value to this one. I just throw it away. Food, soup, salad, meals, whatever, time. Oh Allah, you have given me, but I don't care. Hasha, summa hasha. We shouldn't be, na'uzubillah, we shouldn't be doing that. Allah has given us, we should make the best of it. So otherwise, it would cause us a great, tremendous amount of loss. May Allah protect us. Frugality, iqtisad, is a profitable form of respect, hurmat, for Allah's blessing. It carries the great meaning of gratitude. Even if we do not know that we are shakir, we are grateful to Allah, in itself, that behavior, that being muqtasid, actually shows that we are shakir, we are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we do not waste, subhanallah. So being frugal, being muqtasid, not wasteful, is itself a kind of shukr, kind of gratefulness. So the it carries the meaning of shukr and respect for the divine mercy. Allah has given us those blessings. He has blessed us with them. So when we make the best of it, when we use it wisely, that shows that we respect Allah's mercy. Because in every blessing, the manifestation of Allah's mercy is there. Because Allah loves us, Allah cares for us, so He gives us those blessings. So when we are wise in spending them, using them, utilizing them, when we do that, we show great respect to Allah's mercy. A frugal person who does not waste and properly utilizes the blessings, unknowingly or unknowingly, makes a type of shukr. So he is a shakir. He knows the value of these blessings. He respects Allah's mercy in those blessings. But israf is a disrespect for mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another thing about frugality in being muqtasid and being wise in spending is this, that, my dear brothers, it is a means of barakah. It is a means of barakah, an abundance of blessings in our household. If we want to have barakah in our house, in our household, in our environment, we should stop overspending. We should stop overspending, because this is the thing that causes the barakah just run away from us. Subhanallah. If there is frugality and not being wasteful in a household, Allah will grant barakah into that house. Difficult to translate. Barakah is difficult to translate, but we can just explain it. Barakah is the continuation of a blessing. Maybe we have one loaf of bread. If we have barakah in our house, it goes on. It does not finish quickly. If we have some amount of money in our pocket, it does not finish. If Allah puts barakah in time, that time gets extended. Subhanallah. Barakah. Sometimes we want to do something, but time is not enough. Subhanallah. I'm so short of time. Try to finish. Things do not finish. Waking up for Fajr and staying up for Fajr gives barakah in one's time. Subhanallah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, barakah of your time is after Fajr. Allah put barakah in that time. Try to finish your things after Fajr. Fajr time is the best, meaningful and bountiful time for us. Similarly, everything has a type of barakah, a means of barakah. But if barakah goes, even if we have multiplicity of blessings, they do not stay with us. They just leave away. So abundance means ongoing blessing. As we know, musrif people, wasteful people, spend a lot. And they eat a lot. And they waste a lot. Because they want to spend more. If you spend more, you need to eat more. Because you don't want them to go to the bin. You should eat them. But when we eat a lot, then again it is a waste for our body. It is a wastefulness. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the worst container that one has in his time is his belly. So this is the stomach, the worst container that we can fill. Instead of sending it to the bin, we just put it into our belly. Subhanallah. We just fill up. We don't want it to go to waste. Okay, let's eat it. No, we should buy accordingly. Wasteful people do not live in the prophetic way, in the sunnah way. They spend on unnecessary things. But the muqtasid people, they spend on what is good, and they eat accordingly, and they spend accordingly. So they follow the sunnah, lofty sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it causes physical health as well. It is a healthy diet for a Muslim. So someone who practices prophetic tradition in terms of economy, his lifestyle also gets better and he becomes healthy as well. Another point is izzah. Frugality is a cause of dignity. Izzah, that saves men from humiliation of spiritual begging. To spend too much, one should earn too much. Because if we have unnecessary expenditures, we have costs that are over our head, what happens? In order to cover that cost, I have to work too much. So This is a kind of spiritual begging, that there are dangers and doubtful incomes in our way. If my expenditure is too much, what should I do? In order to cover that spending, I have to work too much, and sometimes I become less careful about my earning. Subhanallah, doubtful. Some haram income may go into our income as well. Sometimes to cover those costs, we might be deceived and fall into haram earnings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from falling into this pit of lack of izzah. Frugality, iktisad, is a powerful means of enabling one to feel the pleasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the pleasures in blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unwasteful, frugal person does not throw away even the breadcrumbs. They eat it. This is the tradition coming from the elder generations. They do not throw away even the breadcrumb. They just put their finger and they eat it. Subhanallah. No throwing away. They know the taste of food. They know the taste of blessing. They know that it is important. Ulama said that those who do not practice frugality are a candidate to land in humiliation, in zillah, in spiritual begging and misery. In this day and age, the money that is to be wasted is very expensive. In this day and age, that money that we waste is very expensive. Why? At times, in terms for that price, dignity and honor, sharaf and haysiyat and izzah are given away as a bribe. How? The sacred things of religion are taken in return for it. To earn too much, one has to sacrifice his namaz, because now his basic aim is to earn and spend too much. His main concern is to live in a luxurious life, so he has to work too hard, so he has to concentrate on his work. How about namaz? How about ibadat? How about other things? No, I need to work like this, I need to do this. So the main aims are only in dunya. So that spending too much on unnecessary things, preventing him from doing one thing. What is that? Because he spends too much on unnecessary things, he now cannot give enough charity. It is now easy to buy something online, just click, one click, it comes on. But subhanallah, it has opened a way for israf as well. So we should be wise in our spending, brothers. That £5 and £10 and £20, that normally there are small amounts of pounds, but in reality, when we look at it, that would be a good amount of money for someone in war zone areas in Palestine, or India, in Pakistan, or in Turkey, in other places, subhanAllah, in Africa. Those people, that £10 would be a good amount of money for those people in need, subhanAllah. So when we overspend or when we waste, we actually stop our door of khair and hasanat. Instead of giving it as a charity, instead of giving it as a sadaqah, we just waste it. Subhanallah. We lost our izzah when we waste. We lost our ibadat and namaz and religion. And we lose the door of hasanat. We can't give charity and sadaqah enough because we just waste. And inna Allah la yuhibbul musrifin. And Allah did not like us. Subhanallah. Allah does not like the musrif people. Which type of person we would like to be? We would like us to be liked by Allah. Are we going to be a person who is liked by Allah or despised by Allah?